Hello students, welcome to Capman Academy, and today we are going to discuss about another major biomolecule which is lipids, right? So lipids, we are going to see in this some key points you need to remember, like what are the lipids, what are the lipids and how they are made up of and how they actually function in our body. So as we know, lipid is the most important nutrition, same as like carbohydrates and proteins, right? But lipids are actually different than carbohydrate and proteins in some features. So first we will discuss about those different features which actually differentiate the lipids from the carbohydrate and proteins, and then we go to the detail of the lipids, like their classification and different type of functions of the lipids, right? So as you can see in the picture, lipids are majorly present in different type of foods like eggs, avocados, sardines, pistachios, walnut, almonds, olive oil and nut butter. So all these type of foods, they contain various types of lipids, and they are actually very important for the body growth and nutrition. So why I am actually focusing on the body growth and nutrition? Because we are discussing about the food technology in perspective to the animals, especially the human beings. So we should know the property of the lipids according to the gate examination, what type of questions asked in the lipids, and then we should know how these lipids are actually play important role in the growth of human body and how they actually nourish the body. Okay, so let's first discuss about the features of the lipids, how they are different from the carbohydrate and proteins. So you can note it down. Number one, the lipids are major biomolecule as like carbohydrate and protein. So this is one of the similarity. Second thing, the lipids are actually not a polymer. This you need to remember, because this type of questions, logical questions, can be asked in the gate examination. Lipids, they do not make polymers. Polymers means the polymerization. As we can see in the carbohydrate, there is the polymerization, one monosaccharide units attached to the another monosaccharide units and then to the third monosaccharide units and make a long chains. Those are called complex polysaccharides. But in the lipids, there is no polymerization and no polymer formation. So this is how the lipids are different from the carbohydrate. Then third difference is lipids do not dissolve in water. This we will discuss in detail after some time. So lipids are actually hydrophobic in nature, which means they do not love to be together in the water. So they hate water. So hydrophobic means they actually hate water, not water loving but water hating molecules, and they only dissolve in organic solvents like ethanol or alcohol. So in these like of organic solvents, lipids can be dissolved. So these are the properties which differentiate the lipids from the carbohydrate and proteins. Now let's see the important function of the lipids, what type of functions they actually perform in the human body. So number one function is, here I am writing it. Number one function is, it is essential component for biological membranes. as we can know that the cells are made up of cell membranes, biological membranes, and in those biological membranes most of the content which is present, that is lipids. What type of lipids, that we will see in the detail later. Next thing, function is they are actually made up of hydrocarbon chains, which are, these hydrocarbon chains are actually serve as energy stores, serve as energy store. So this is another type of function of lipids. Then third function is they are also helping and perform functions related to signaling events. They are the important part of the signaling events like intracellular and intercellular. So these are the major functions of the lipids. The questions in the GATE exam also comes from this section. They ask the simple function of the lipids, so you should know that functions of the lipids: number one, presence of the biological membranes; second thing, hydrocarbon chains act as a, energy stores, and they also helps in the signaling events from the one cell to another cell signaling, and from outer surface of the cell to the interior surface of the cells. So these type of signaling events are actually occur due to the lipid molecules, right? Now let's see how many types of lipids are actually present in nature. So this is the classification of lipids. This is also very important because questions can be asked from this one also. So number one classification of lipid is called fatty acids, right? Second classification of lipid is triacyl glycerols, triacyl glycerols. Third classification of lipid is glycerophospholipids, also called GPLS, and glycerophospholipids. This one is the third classification. Fourth classification is sphingolipids, and last classification is called steroids. This one is the fifth classification. Now let's see one by one what type of functions they have, what type of structures these lipids have. So number one, we discuss about the fatty acids, right? So in the fatty acids, first we should know their general properties again. So in this we are going to discuss about the general structure, the basic structure of the lipids they are made up of. So fatty acids, nothing but the long hydrocarbon chains, right? And these hydrocarbon chains contain one functional group which is called carboxyl group, COOH group. On this basis, the empirical formula for the fatty acids is CH3, CH2N, n number of the hydrocarbon chain can attach to it, and then there is the functional group which will be attached to this one. So as we had seen in the carbohydrate, the functional group which is present, where the functional group is present, from there the numbering will start. So this one would be your first number of carbon, and so on. And this one will be your omega, and that also we will discuss later. So after this, the fatty acids are actually exist in esterified form, in the nature. They do not exist in these long hydrocarbon chains, but they exist in the esterified form. That also we will discuss in later. Then the most abundant fatty acids which are actually present in plant and animals are C16 fatty acid, 18 fatty acids, and these are called palmitic fatty acid and stearic fatty acid As you can see in this picture, these are the long fatty acid chains, and there are different type of fatty acids they had mentioned here: oleic acid, stearic acid, linoleic acid, and alpha linolenic acid. So this one is your stearic acid, C18. The first number carbon is the carboxyl group present in the fatty acid chain. And then how they are actually synthesized? They are synthesized by the formation, by the process which is called concatenation, right? What is the meaning of concatenation? It is the frequent addition of the carbon units in the chain. क्या होगा कि आपके जो the carbon units will starts to synthesize, they will starts to add in the chain, right? So that process, the frequent process of addition of the carbon units in a particular chain up to a particular point is called concatenation process. So this is the way of synthesis of the fatty acids. Now let's see how many types of fatty acids are actually present in the nature. So fatty acids mostly are of two types. They are classified into the two categories. Number one is called saturated fatty acids, and second classification is called unsaturated fatty acid. Now let's discuss what about the saturated fatty acid and what are the unsaturated fatty acid. This is a very important segment of the chapter. Saturated fatty acids are actually long hydrocarbon chains without any double bonds. यहाँ पे मैं इसको क्रॉस कर रही हूँ, which means no double bonds are actually present in the long fatty acid carbon chains, right? Only the single bond will be present in it. Next thing, important feature of the saturated fatty acid is the melting point. The melting point of the saturated fatty acid is higher. Why? Due to the higher molecular mass of the molecules, right? So this is the important feature. The melting point of the saturated fatty acids is actually higher than the unsaturated fatty acids. Why? That also we will discuss now. But before that, let's discuss other thing. Like unsaturated fatty acids, they contain one or more than one double bonds, right? Second thing, which means the long carbon chain here of the fatty acid, they contain double bonds in between the long hydrocarbon chain, right? And these double bonds are actually various types, and on the basis of the double bonds, they are classified into two different type of categories, which are called number one MUFA fatty acids, and second is called PUFA fatty acids, right? Then what about the melting point? The melting point of the unsaturated fatty acids is actually lower than saturated fatty acids, right? Why? Because in the saturated fatty acids, due to the saturated long hydrocarbon chains, the structure of the saturated fatty acids is very compact. They actually exist in very compact in nature, right? But whereas in unsaturated fatty acids, due to the presence of double bonds, they do not exist in the compact form. the structure of the double bond, they actually form different type of kinks in the structure which do not let it arrange in the compact formation, and due to this structure they exist in saturated fatty acid, they exist in solid form at room temperature, whereas unsaturated fatty acid, due to the presence of double bonds and kink in the structure, they exist in the liquid form at room temperature. This is how saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids are different from each other, and due to this form, liquid form, their melting point is automatically is lower than the saturated fatty acids, right? I hope this is clear to you. And now let's discuss about the MUFA and PUFA unsaturated fatty acids. MUFA and PUFA unsaturated fatty acids. MUFA is what? Mono unsaturated fatty acid. PUFA means poly unsaturated fatty acid. So as you can see, the mono means only one double bond will be present here, right? The fatty acids which contain only one double bonds are called mono unsaturated fatty acids and MUFA fatty acids. Polyunsaturated fatty acids means they contain more than one double bond, which means 2, 3 or 4 double bonds can be present in the long hydrocarbon chains, right? The position of the double bond, it always starts from the carbon 9 of the carbon chain. The hydrocarbon chain in which the carbon 9 is present, there the double bond will form, and then alternatively other double bonds will form in the hydrocarbon chain, right? Now, according to their formation and existence, these MUFA and PUFA, they are actually again classified into, or you can see diversified into two categories. One is called omega 3 fatty acids. You will be familiar with this. Then second one is called omega 6 fatty acids. I am sure you know about this. Omega 3 fatty acid, as I told you, the fatty acid chains end carbon is called, here I told you, the end carbon here, this one is called omega carbon. So on this basis, these fatty acid chains are called omega fatty acids, and at what point the double bond is present from the omega end, like in this case 1, 2, 3, third number of the carbon unit contains the double bond. So this one is called omega 3 fatty acids, right? Same way, if the double bond is at 6th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this one is called omega 6 fatty acids. So these are about the omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids, in which there is another important thing, which is essential fatty acids. Omega 3 and omega 6, they actually comes under the classification of essential fatty acids. So you should know the name of the essential fatty acids, because the questions asked frequently from this section. So essential fatty acids are number 1, linoleic acid. As you can see in this picture, I will show you from the picture. Number 1 is omega 6, which is called linoleic acid, and the omega 3 fatty acids, which is linolenic acids. So these both are your essential fatty acids. You should know their name, because question can be asked from here. Then another thing is oleic acid. Oleic acid is your MOFA, which contains only one double bond in its structure, right? And stearic acid, you can see this does not have any double bonds here, so this is your saturated fatty acids. On this basis you can identify different type of fatty acids present in the nature, right? For your convenience, I have a table here which shows different type of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. For example, as you can see, this one shows the saturated fatty acids, in which lauric acid, myristic acid, palmitic acid, stearic acid, arachidic acid, behenic acid and lignoceric acid, these are your saturated fatty acids. You need to remember these names because questions definitely comes from this section, right? With this, you should also know the systematic name of the fatty acids like dodecanoic acid, tetradecanoic acid. So you should know about this also too, because questions also comes from this section also. Then here is the another feature, which is the melting point. As I told you, saturated fatty acids have higher melting point as compared to the unsaturated fatty acid, which contain lower melting point. As you can see, the highest melting point is 88 degrees centigrade here, which is according to the number of carbon units present in the chain. How long is the hydrocarbon chain? According to that, the melting point will be higher here, right? In the same way, as more the double bonds will be present in the chain, the melting point will be lower of that particular fatty acids. For example, if you see here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the melting point is lower, minus 54 degrees centigrade here for the unsaturated fatty acids. So you need to remember about their names. Oleic acid is your unsaturated, palmitoleic acid is your unsaturated, linoleic and alpha linolic, these are your essential fatty acids, alpha and gamma. Arachidonic acid, EPA, DHA and nervonic acid, these are your unsaturated fatty acids. Now the question comes from this to confuse you, arachidonic acid and arachidic acid. Most of the time students, they fail to identify which one is the saturated and which one is the unsaturated fatty acid. So you need to remember, when there is a simple ic acid, right, not the donic acid, the oleic acid, linoleic acid and linolenic acid, you should be able to identify this. As we can see, arachidic acid here is only dic acid and arachidonic acid is your unsaturated fatty acid. So these are some features you need to remember and you have to memorize this table. This is very important. Always questions comes from this section, right? So I hope everything is clear for you from this section. If you have any doubts, you can ask us. In the next segment of the class, we are going to discuss about the different type of other classifications like triglycerols, glycerophospholipids, sphingolipids and steroids. So that's all for the today. Thank you.